Welcome.
That's like, what do I do? Hello, everyone out there. My name is Adam. I am the executive director at the Factory Ministries, and this is
Liz.
Liz.
I am the new.
What are you?
I am the
See how-
new.
see how
Fresh off, hot off the press, as they'd like to
freshly
say.
minted.
How you like that for a dad joke?
That's true. That's more of a pun,
It's
but
a
that'll
pun.
work.
It's true.
It's a dad pun.
Yep.
So this is Liz. Liz, your first day was
Tuesday.
So Liz is our newest associate. So welcome to Liz. Say hi to Liz in the comments. And why don't we do this? Anyone watching today, ask Liz what do you want to know about Liz? What
There's
I'd love to
lots
know. What I'd love to know about Liz. I think I already know this answer, but I'm going to ask her anyway. Are you watching the NFL draft tonight?
No. Mostly, though, to be fair, I don't even think I would have the option because I don't have cable TV. So I'd have to pay for a whole thing to get
Well,
it.
I bet we could find you a streaming option.
So mostly because I don't want to.
Anyway, Liz is our director of Factory Prints. So all things prints is now. You say, where's Megan? Megan is, you're going to start seeing Megan at the front desk and working in communication because Megan graduates on
Friday.
Next Friday. Megan graduates with her master's degree. How cool is that? Way to go. Way to go, Megan. Okay, so Liz, we're going to interview Liz in a minute, ask a few questions, but we thought we'd start with, are you watching the Sixers?
No.
Not even watching the Sixers. Okay, we'll interview
Was
Liz
that
later.
part of my job description? I should have been more prepared for this.
I know. So here we go. What we thought we'd start with, let's start with some good dad jokes. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You're ready? Are you ready? That's the question. Why do horses have low divorce rates?
Oh, no.
Does anyone know? Why does horses, is that the right way to say it? Horses?
Horses? Yeah.
Horses have low divorce rates. Hi, Lorraine. Good to see you, Lorraine. Lorraine, do you know why horses have low divorce rates?
Low divorce rates?
It's because they have stable relationships.
Oh.
There you go. That's a good one. Here, next one. What is the leading cause of dry skin?
Oh, I'd love to know, though.
Who else wants to know the leading cause of dry skin? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? The leading cause of dry skin is nothing other than towels.
Oh my!
Because you dry your skin.
Took me a second there for sure.
So, someone likes
bad.
it. If you're just joining in, would love. This is Liz. She is our brand new, newly minted, as she said, Factory Prints director. So who has a question for Liz? Love to put it in the comments. And we got one more here, one more joke, then we'll get some others there. We're gonna interview Liz and then we'll let her get back to work. I saw a man going up a hill the other day. His had a wheelbarrow. Absolutely, guys, this is crazy. Filled with horseshoes, 4-leaf clovers, and rabbit's feet. And I thought, wow, he is really pushing his luck.
Oh my.
Anyway, with that said,
that one's funny.
That is funny. Punny and funny. Okay, we have more for that later. So let's actually, I do have one more dad joke. One more I want to, it's a physical one. Liz, what do you think of this?
I ate the Buzz Lightyear toy. Oh my word.
Who doesn't love that? I ate the Buzz Lightyear toy. What do you have to say to yourself? You have a friend in me. Anyway, so a lot of things to talk about here today. Let's start with interviewing Liz, and then we'll let her head back to work. Actually, I think you were getting lunch when I grabbed her right out that door right there. Tacos. So today is not Tuesday though.
No.
That'll Taco Thursday.
Yeah.
That'll work. Okay, so you are started on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Can you introduce yourself to the Facebook world here?
To the Facebook
and YouTube. We're also on YouTube Live right now. So
there's a lot happening.
I know.
Just broadcasting.
So you are from New Jersey.
I am from New Jersey. Don't hold it against me.
You're an Eagles fan.
I am an Eagles fan. Don't hold that against me either. So I'm from New Jersey. I've been in Lancaster for about 4 years. And I love it here. I've always loved it here. I'm one of those people that referred to Lancaster before living here as kind of like my Walt Disney World, because I just was very fascinated with like the simple living, the more like homey feel, the farmland. So I very quickly got connected here in Lancaster. Really enjoy it. I'm always out hiking. I have 2 dogs that always go with me.
Dogs' names are
Cadence and Kaya.
Cadence and Kaya. And I'm sure Facebook's going to know, what are the dogs? What kind of dogs?
So I have Cadence, who is a black lab, and she's 6. She was trained as a seeing eye puppy. So she went to school with me, worked with me the whole 9 yards, which was pretty cool. But then she dropped out. So we have our nice little dropout pet. Then I have Kaya, who will be 1 in just a couple weeks, who's a golden retriever. Retriever. She's full energy still.
That's awesome. All puppy love. Very, very cool. So you, a little known fact too, that they used to volunteer in the youth center.
Yep. Correct. So I was working for a previous company and was asked to come do like a meeting with the youth team. And when I came out here, I had no idea. Somebody told me we were going to the factory. And I assumed that we were going to an industrial building. Walked around here, kept seeing all these faith-based signs, and like mid-tour, I was like, I'm sorry, I'm so confused. Where are we?
What are we making?
What are we doing? And that's how I met Mike and Ebeth. And then very quickly just was really passionate and intrigued and energized by the mission and the vision of Factory and how they outreach to the community.
Very cool.
So
speaking of Mike and Ebeth, no one's asking questions here yet. We need someone to type a question in there. Speaking of Mike and Ebeth here, tonight is the youth center. Actually, here is the volunteer team. You probably volunteered with some of them there.
Oh yeah.
Here is Ebeth. Way to go, Ebeth.
Woo!
There is Micah doing his thing. Here are some of the teens hanging out. So I share these pictures. Yes, you volunteered, so it's kind of a fun segue. Yet also tonight, Thursday night, is youth center.
It's a great night.
6 o'clock to 8 o'clock.
It's always a lot of fun.
So other questions. Let's see. What would be a lesser known or surprising fact, even to your closest friend? Like something we'd say, wow, didn't know that.
I have a random, like, my fingers don't close weird normally.
Your fingers don't close, meaning?
So I was in a snowmobile accident.
Oh.
Where I was 10 feet high, flew 60 feet out. And we know this because we measured. And by we, I mean the guys that I was with. We needed to know. So I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but when you close my fingers now, I like can't.
Oh, yeah.
They like don't.
So you can never like cup.
So like.
Look at that. That's
because I fractured.
Like forms like a.
It's like a O.
Kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Like, that's very cool.
Yeah. It's one of those
when you
things.
grab your drink, like your cup, like your straw can pop right up through there.
Yeah. Well, luckily you don't feel it. You're not often grabbing things fully.
That's true.
Cupped like this.
True. Yeah. I would recommend though, anyone out there, if you ever grab a cup soda, I did this one time. I grabbed like that. I was at a movie theater, and it was my dad and I seeing.
Did you regret the rest of your life?
Well, I wanted to leave. I wanted to crawl under the seat because I went to. It was a large like root beer, and it was this. I don't know. She was probably 13, and I'm like a married. I'm probably in my 30s at this point with kids, and I picked this cup up.
Oh boy!
She's like 13 with her 13-year-old boyfriend there, and I pick it up, and it like the cup crumbled and the whole thing like and she had a lap full of root beer.
That's one of those mistakes you literally only ever have to make once.
Right at when the movie had just started. So I'm like, what do you do? So I'm trying to like, I don't want to like, touch her because I wanted to, there's boundaries there. So I'm like, I like gave her every napkin I have. The boyfriend I did learn this. She needed to break up with the boyfriend because he did nothing. He just kind of sat there, and I'm like, dude, you gotta like
13-year-old boys. What are you gonna do with
That's true. That's a good point. Okay. No one gave any questions for Liz. So Liz, I guess you're off the hook today.
There you go.
With that said, how about that? So this is Liz. You want to head to lunch now?
We'll be here. I do want to head to lunch.
Very cool.
Remember, Factory Prints, great organization, really helps Factory here, and I'm super excited to learn all things paper.
All things paper. That's right. That's very cool.
Have a great day, guys.
See ya, Liz. Liz is going to walk out that door now. There goes Liz to lunch. Okay. With that said, have some things to kick around here today. And then we're going to end with some encouragement and some dad jokes we'll wrap up with. So some other things we want to talk about. Talked about the youth center. Liz was a volunteer in the youth center, and now she is employed here. So that's youth center. Some other things. Let's look at my list here. Make sure I don't miss them all. Front Porch is happening today. Front Porch. So this is Tim Rogers. Tim Rogers is the lead pastor at Grace Point. Grace Point comes in and does this thing called Front Porch. As we think about the resources, that again, we define poverty as a lack of resources or option of resources. One of those resources is spiritual. Tim helps meet that need by offering a front porch. This is an opportunity for people to simply gather in a setting and call it the front porch, because you think about your front porch, you aren't coming inside, aren't getting deep and intimate, aren't hanging out in the kitchen yet, or even the living room or the basement or anywhere else. You are connecting us on the front porch of conversations around faith. So that is happening, excuse me, today at 12 o'clock. So actually right now, they're happening. Hop in your car, come on out. After that is done, bingo happens today, 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So super exciting about that, 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Other things coming up, kindergarten ready summer camp. So if you have kiddos that are getting ready, looking forward to kindergarten, June 19th to the 22nd. June, there's information on our social media about this. June 19th to the 22nd, June 26th through the 29th, from 8:30 to 11:30 here at the factory in the Braves Learning Center. So signups are now open. There is a website or a link here we can get to you right there. It is in the comments. Click on that link. It will get you registered for June. That's for your kiddos. Who are, you're saying, hey, I mean, it's an exciting time, right? And also sad. I remember my oldest is now 20, and I remember putting him into kindergarten. There is this kind of like, wow, reality. So anyway, so that's coming up. It focuses on literacy and math activities, social, emotional school readiness and learning. And there is transportation if needed. So work that out. So there's the link, information on that. Final two things I want to mention to you. First one is Food Friday. Food Friday comes up. It's the fourth Friday of the month, fourth Food Friday. And that is in April and May. We're looking for elbow pasta, canned fruit, jarred spaghetti sauce, rice, canned peas, and body wash. So there is a fourth Food Friday list for this month. It's kind of fun to get involved with that. You can, again, post and share that. You could head out and pick up those items yourself. You could involve your neighbors, your friends, your colleagues at work, your maybe it's a class at school, or maybe it's a small group at church. But anyway, great way to get involved, great way to get engaged here in the community. And donate food. So that's the fourth Food Friday. Final thing I want to invite to, and then we'll wrap up with some encouragement. Sorry, I'm looking at my list. Let me look at my list. Okay, that covered them. Final thing I want to get involved with is homecoming. So I shared this picture last week. Hopefully you got that in the mail. There is, again, that would have been printed here at Factory Prints and then mailed out by Factory Prints. And hopefully you got that invite to homecoming happening on the 18th. We are celebrating community that night from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock. I will be sharing from the platform 2 times throughout that night, at 6 and then at 7. We have a cool story we're going to share with you. Just again, what we're really displaying that night is, man, we're going to tackle issues that are worth tackling, especially surrounding poverty. It takes a community. We're going to celebrate community that night. It's also our fundraiser. There's a silent auction that night too. So a lot of cool things happening there that evening. You'd love for you to be part of it. Got to register. So there's information there on how to register on our webpage. So got to get registered and jump in there. Love to see you here. Okay, final thing. I want to share 2 stories with you, and then some encouragement. wrap up with some dad jokes, and I will say goodbye for the week. So first thing, look at this. This is so cool. Wait to see these pictures. This right here is this is Natalie Smoker, friends and family. There's Ebeth there. Maybe you recognize Ebeth. And there is a baby goat. So Natalie Smoker, she is the one. If you've ever come to our Extra Give block party, we have had goats there that you paint. These are her goats. So she did this goat snuggle fundraiser for us. I had this cool idea. Let's have people come out, snuggle with the goats, hang out with the goats, and people can donate. So we made, this is crazy, $1,400 going to the factory ministries right here in the community. They sold cookies. Look at those cookies. I mean, I saw this, like, these are amazing. So we had goat cookies, goat Rice Krispie treats, and just cute, snuggly goats all the way around. So $1,400. So way to go. I love celebrating stories like that. Community coming together, creativity and ingenuity, and saying, hey, what do I have that can make a difference? Well, I got goats. Well, what can I do with my goats? People love goats. Goats are good. They're mischievous. They're cute. They're fun. They're cuddly. They're all the way around a cool experience. So thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Ebeth. And those were involved with that. Huge, huge thank you. Next story I have is a fun one. Our participants are the word. If you say, what does participant mean? We don't like the word client because it creates this like, like those who are participating in services and resourcing here at the factory. Participant. So one of our participants shared this story. This is a cool story. They were struggling and they were really wrestling with. Sometimes have you ever been in a place when you're really down and you start to wonder, like, I don't know. I get like this. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But this participant was in the same position. You start to get kind of a negative outlook and like you're just down. You're like, So they were kind of in that place and wondering, are there really, nice people around anymore? Like I'm just struggling and wrestling and trying to get through. So this participant was at the counter trying to get her prescription drug. The copay was $4.25. She didn't have $4.25 there in the moment, and trying to wrestle and interact with a customer at the pharmacy who was right, kind of overhearing this, probably not wanting to, but at the same time hearing it, and began to tug on her heart. So she stepped forward and paid that copay, $4.25. And that simple act, you say, well, does that make a difference? So that simple act deeply impacted and touched the participant, as then she shared the story with the advocate here. Just again, so way to go. Maybe that was you. Maybe you're listening right now. You're like, that was me. I did that. Again, a simple act, $4.25 to you. Maybe like, well, that's a coffee for me. That's not really a big deal. But to them, that was deeply impactful and changing. So thank you. If that was you, did that. Very, very cool. Okay, with that said, want to just wrap up. I always like to share different levels of encouragement, things that strengthen us and equip us to live in today and function well with others. So think about this one. Here's a window. Self-awareness. Something I've been just kind of giving some attention to lately, really paying attention to as you think about emotional intelligence. Self-awareness is one of the benchmarks of emotional intelligence. It's self-awareness. If you're not familiar, emotional intelligence kind of looks at 5 skills. So self-awareness, self-regulation. So those that are highly emotionally intelligent, have strong self-regulation. They can, again, kind of control. Like I struggle with this at times. My wife says I talk loud all the time. Like, okay, so someone with good self-regulation can know, okay, this is a moment when I pull my voice down, I push my voice out. They regulate well. They motivation and how self-motivated and they work with that, empathy, and then just all around social skills. So as you think about that, what's very, very fascinating, research, ready for this? If you had a guess, what percentage of people are truly self-aware? So you think about, again, so research, what would research uncover? What percentage of people are truly self-aware? Yeah. Research says we're at 10 to 15%. So this is the Harvard Business Review covered some of this, and they're talking about that, the researchers, they've done multiple research. And they, again, you can study this in multiple ways, and they try to figure out various experiments to try and figure this out, and various questions to ask and determine really who is self-aware, who isn't. And no matter how they have done it, no matter how they've sliced it, Their research consistently comes back at the lowest number is 10, and the highest they've ever gotten is 15. So you think about that. So you take 100 people, only 10 of those 100 are self-aware, 10 to 15 of those 100 people. So kind of crazy when you really think about it. So with that said, it's probably something most of us can work on. What does it mean to be self-aware? So that's something I've really been leaning into. And so as I've been, some of the stuff that I've been reading and unpacking and meditating on and thinking about and praying through, here's one of the things I came across, very, 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 very fascinating. Says, so here's the thing that came across the thing, the transparency illusion is what this is called. It's the belief that we're all open books. So when it says like, I believe that I'm an open book, right? That's the average person believes that we're like, when you think that when I engage you, I kind of know what's happening inside of you. We're open books. We're easy to read. That what we intend is what people see. That's a transparency illusion. Like saying, so when I'm doing things around you and with you and you're watching me, interacting with me, you're like, okay, I see Adam, I read him as an open book and I get what he intends. But here's the research shows that there is a gap between intent and impact. There's a gap between when I step towards you, maybe I meet you and I want to shake your hand and encourage you. That's my intent. However, there's often a gap that forms between my intent of meeting you, shaking your hand, encouraging you, and what actually happens. And here's what this author talked about. People are often unaware of their facial expressions, especially when deep in thought. So they said one of the breakdowns with why we're hard to read and why it's hard to link up intent and impact is because of this right here. What's on my face? And they said, especially when we're thinking. So when I come to meet you and I'm thinking, right? So I may start thinking, oh, I think I know them. And my mind's running and working and trying to figure out, do I know them? How do I know them? Oh, I should know their name. Oh, they introduced themselves to me. So I'm thinking. Research shows that when my brain is doing that, I'm not as aware of what this face is saying. They said it this way. This really stuck out to me. Thinking faces aren't pretty. So I'm thinking and processing. So you're looking at me as I'm approaching to shake your hand. You're looking at me and you're like, oh, it looks like it's a rough day for Adam today, or whatever. You may be processing stuff. And all I'm thinking, again, I'm trying to think, I want to encourage them, shake their hand, et cetera, et cetera. So very, very challenging to me. So I thought about this a lot. The transparency illusion, the belief that we're all open books and that what we intend is what people see. Very, 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 very cool. So thought about that. Encourage you to step into that. How self-aware are you? It's as I've been peeling back, I'm thinking, ooh, Adam, I'm probably not in that 10 to 15%. I'm probably not as aware as I think I am. So it's something I've been giving attention to lately. Encourage you. Again, relationships are important. Relationships are hugely important. Something we're passionate about here at the factory. And relationships build and grow with healthy interaction. Healthy interaction starts a lot of times with a strong self-awareness of who I am and how I present towards you. So I hope that's encouraged you some level. If you're looking for resources on self-awareness, Adam, I'd love to know more about that. Hi, Renee. Good to see you. How do I find out about things for the children for the summer? Oh, Renee, write in the comment, and you're probably on live right now, Renee. You are on live right now, so you're probably not seeing the comment directly. When this wraps up, you're going to see the comments. If you go back to the live, right in the comments is a link. So you'll find that link there. Simply click on that link, and there's information there for you to get signed up and register. So anyway, thanks for jumping in, Renee. Very, very cool. I was going to say too, Renee asked about the link with thing. I was wrapping up there with self-awareness. Again, you're saying, hey, maybe you want to read about the study more. If you want resources, reach out to me, and I'll gladly pass some of the resources I'm currently taking in, kind of pass them on, share them with you. Or maybe you have some too that you can share with me. I'd love that as well. Okay, with that said, let's wrap up with some dad jokes, and then I'll say goodbye and hope you guys have a great week. First one. Since tonight is the NFL draft, we need an NFL joke, right? Here we go. So there's the first one. A guy said to me recently, my wife just left me. I mean, he was distraught. He was upset. I'm like, well, why tell me what's going on. I'm trying to be present. He's like, man, she thinks my life revolves around football and she's sick of it. I know a lot of women like that. I've talked to a lot of men who tell me that's very, very true. Again, I'd encourage you men, be careful with that one. Your life should not revolve around football. So anyway, side note, back to the point here. So I said, really? Oh, that's not cool. He goes, I'm just upset. We were together for 7 seasons. To which I said, she might have a point and you might need to listen. Okay. Someone said to me the other day, working out is like a drug to me. I'm thinking, wow. In other words, I'm thinking like you're addicted to it, right? And then he says, but I don't do drugs. Oh, anyway. Heard a story recently. A guy was going to propose to his girlfriend. However, his dog ate the ring. Now it's a diamond in the rough. Can't get this stuff anywhere else. And final one I have for you. Had a guy told me his wife is a mermaid. I was like, wow. He goes, yeah, I'm a fisherman and I met her online. Quite a catch. Anyway, I could go more with that, but hope you guys have a great day. Again, got to meet Liz today. Front porch is happening right now. Come on out. Bingo's in a little bit. Youth Center tonight. A lot of other encouraging things going on there, and would love to see you at homecoming on May 18th. Okay, with that said, have a phenomenal rest of your day, and I hope you have a great weekend. And if you're an NFL fan, enjoy the draft this evening.